Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Suvia Fernandez. If you're new here, I make makeup and hair care videos. Sometimes I also post vlogs according to what I'm doing on a particular day. And for those of you who have already subscribed to my channel, I have almost more than 520 subscribers, and that is a huge thing for me at least. So thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot. So by reading the thumbnail, you must have already known what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be about what you shouldn't do when it comes to your hair, or if you want to grow your hair or even maintain your hair length or your hair quality. These are 10 top mistakes that you should avoid at all costs. These are some things that you will do on an everyday basis, without even knowing, like unintentionally, and it's really damaging to your hair. So make sure you stay tuned to know and avoid all of these mistakes. And for this video I have made like notes and stuff, because I usually just come and blabber things, but I'm gonna be very systematic henceforth, because I do miss a lot of points, when it comes to speaking what I actually want to speak. So I have sat down and written, like, important stuff. Okay. And also there's gonna be a lot of background noise, like birds or animals and stuff, because I'm sitting outside my house. So please bear with that, and let's begin. First thing here that you need to stop doing is sleeping with wet hair. So once you wash your hair and maybe at night, and you feel like you want to go to sleep, never sleep with wet hair. The reason behind this is, when your hair is wet, it is the most delicate, the most fragile, and it's gonna break. Okay. So you just need to dry it before you go to sleep. Okay. First thing, remember this, it's very important. Never ever sleep with wet hair. Okay. Remember, this is the point, the most important point. The second point is, never ever skip hair conditioner. So I think I have noticed a personal change, like a huge change. Like sometimes you can do this and check for yourself. So while you just wash your hair, you can use conditioner on one side of your head, and skip it on the other side, and see how it works. Like, at least for me, when I don't use conditioner, my hair is very frizzy and dry, and it's not really manageable, and it tangles a lot. So you need to use conditioner. I'm not asking you to use any sort of hi-fi or expensive conditioner, just your normal Dove, Head and Shoulder, whatever you're using. If you already have a hair care routine, stick to that, but never ever skip conditioner. Okay. And also, when you're using conditioner, use a small amount, like just a coin sized amount, like that, and just use it on your hair lengths and the hair ends. Don't use it on the scalp. I have mentioned this in my other videos as well. Avoid that, because it's gonna tend to clog your pores on the head, and it's also gonna make, that was just a bike that went. So that's also gonna make your hair very oily and greasy on the roots. So never ever use conditioner at the top of on the top of your head. The third point is, skip, never, I'm not gonna say skip, I'm gonna say never use those plastic hair ties, rubber bands that you get on your hair, because what it does is, it leads to a lot of breakage, because they are not really soft and they are very tight, right? So they're gonna lead to split ends wherever you tie them. So instead of that, you can go for scrunchies, satin scrunchies, silk scrunchies, or any scrunchies. And also those small, I don't even have those, but you get the small rubber bands, right? The black ones, like they're very thin, like this thin, and you usually tie them when you go to school and stuff. Avoid that as well, because they are not at all gentle on your head. You need proper satin or silk scrunchies to avoid the breakage on the ends of your hair, so that you can avoid any sort of split ends before they even occur. So just skip those plastic or small cloth hair ties completely. Okay. Never use that. The fourth point is, never ever comb wet hair. As I mentioned, when your hair is wet, it is really delicate and fragile. So never ever even touch your hair when it's wet. Even when you are oiling your hair, like, once you can comb your hair before you oil it, but once you're already done oiling it and massaging it, don't comb your hair again, because it's gonna lead to breakage. Your hair is gonna come out from the roots, because when it's wet and when it's oiled, it's really in its most sensitive stage. So just don't bother touching your hair, and even just don't comb it when it's wet. Just let it dry on its own. Okay. The fifth point is, don't use hot hair to wash your hair. taking a shower, don't have bath with really hot water. It's bad for your hair and also for the skin. And similarly, avoid any sort of heat on your hair, be it straightening, curling. I had done these heatless curls. You can see they're still there, so I'll share the link of how I did it in the description box. You can check that out. You can do that, but just cut off the heat at all costs, and if required only use it sometimes, like maybe once a week, or once a month if you're using it regularly. If you are not using heat, just skip it, completely. Just stay away from any sort of heat. Then this is also very important: avoid tight hairstyles. Like, you get those slick ponies, like those Ariana Grande and all of those things, like those tight ponies. Just don't do that. It leads to a lot of pulling. Your hair gets pulled and it leads to breakage again. So stay away from all of those type of hairstyles. Not worth it. It's gonna lead to that alopecia. It's called traction alopecia, I believe, because what happens in that is, when you like tie your hair tight, it's gonna just keep pulling, and then you're gonna get like a lot of bald spots in the front of your head. So people who do a lot of tight hairstyles will notice that their hairline is receding more and more. So avoid any sort of tight hairstyles. Okay, just don't. The seventh one is avoid bleach at all costs. I have said this, I'm gonna say it again: do not bleach your hair. It is absolutely bad. If you have to color your hair, go for like dark colors, like dark brown, reds, or something that will stick on your hair without any sort of bleach. I had gotten brown color, and it is still there. You can see on this section, this is like my new hair that is grown, so that is black, but this is brown. And I just use like normal brown dark brown hair color. I'm gonna avoid bleaching my hair. I don't know, I don't like it. I used to do that a lot. I will paste a picture over here of how my hair used to look when it was bleached. It was so dry and brittle, and it used to break, and I had got a lot of split ends, okay, due to all the bleaching and all of that. It's really bad. So no matter how much they convince you at the parlor to bleach your hair, get highlights, and it's gonna be fine once you condition it, once you oil it, it's just bad. Don't do it. And you're gonna have to, you're gonna get rid of it only once you cut the bleached part. So if you have colored your hair, you'll have to cut it off. That is how you're gonna get rid of the damaged hair. Once your hair is damaged, there's no possible way of putting it together. It's basically, your hair is like dead part of your body. So what's dead, you cannot repair it, right? So the products you get in the market, this is going to give you the look of it being fine for that particular moment wherein you have applied it, but there is no permanent solution for joining your split ends or anything of that. You'll just have to cut it off. So just before anything of that sort happens, just don't do it. And the eighth point is, do not be rough with your hair. I have seen people being so rough with their hair, and I tell them, why are you doing that? They will literally just stare their hair while trying to section it, or even while they try to dry their hair, they will just take the towel and go like zzz. It is bad. When you're wiping your hair, you just need to dab the towel like this and try to take off the excess, and the air will do the rest. You don't have to forcefully put your hair through all of those things, right? It will dry by itself. Just take off the excess water by going softly, and don't be rough. And also, for using towels, I would suggest you to not use those thick towels. If you don't have any microfiber towels, they are the best for your hair. Just take a plain cotton t-shirt and put your hair into it once it is dried. It works the same. I do that. I just tie my hair into a bun and put the cotton towel around my head, and it works just the same. I've stopped using those towels on the head because they are really harsh, okay? So just be gentle to your hair and avoid any sort of roughness, okay? Ninth one is also really important. You should never ever avoid trimming your hair, especially if it is really necessary. So there is a whole big myth that you need to keep cutting your hair for it to grow longer. It's not true. You need to keep cutting your hair only if it is damaged. So if I have split ends, I'm gonna check if I have split ends. If I do, only then I'm gonna give it a trim. Otherwise, don't, because how is your hair gonna grow if you keep cutting it? And even if you trim it, just trim little, like this much, not more than that. You cannot avoid trimming your hair. At least once a year you need to trim your hair, because no matter how much oil you apply, no matter how much products you apply, there is gonna be dryness at the ends of your head, and then the split ends are gonna split further and further and further, and it's gonna just keep getting like higher and higher, and then it's gonna damage your hair. So if you are not up for regular cuts like once in 3 months, or like once in 2 months, you can go for like once in 6 months, like how I do, or else once in a year if your hair is not really that damaged. But you do need to cut your hair, I mean to trim your hair. It's really important to maintain that healthy hair, okay? And the last point is, do not wash your hair every single day or every other day. Don't do it, because it's just overwashing your hair. Imagine you're wearing clothes and you wear the same clothes every single day, and you wash it every single day. It's gonna get ruined, right? Because it's not really needed for you to wash the clothes every single day. It's just gonna ruin it. So the same applies to your hair as well. You don't need to wash your hair every single day. It's really damaging. It's gonna dry your hair out. I personally wash my hair once in 4 days, sometimes 5 days, or even a week, and it works for me. I used to wash my hair like thrice a week before, like every 2 days, but now I have literally trained my hair. So it's like you can train your own hair. If you, I mentioned this in another video of mine which has gotten more than 800 views, so you can check that out. I'll put it in the description box. So I have mentioned it that you can train your own hair. So if you are washing your hair like once in 2 days, now wash it once in 3 days. Then gradually, like increase the duration, like the gaps of the days. Too much of noise. So increase the gaps in between, okay? And that is how you can train your hair to like not get oily and stay like that in between washes. And when you shampoo your hair, just shampoo the scalp like this. Do not apply it on the lengths, because it's not needed. When you put water on your hair and you rinse it, the water brings down the shampoo throughout the lengths, and it gets washed on its own. So don't you don't have to apply any sort of shampoo on your hair lengths unless you have applied a lot of oil. Only then. Otherwise, on the normal hair day without any oil, just wash your scalp and let the water run through. Again, don't rub your hair while shampooing, like don't do all that blah blah things. Just like give it a normal massage like this. You can use those scalp massages that you have. They were great for me. I love them. It helps to like clean off the build up if there is any. And let the water run through, and then follow it up with your conditioner. So for this video, that is all, guys. These are the 10 things you need to avoid at all costs. I'm sure you do these, at least half of these things on a daily basis, and if you do, you need to stop it. Trust me, I used to do them. Now that I'm learning more about my hair, the quality of my hair has increased a lot. As you can see, these are my natural hair, like no styling. I did do some heatless curls last night, but that's all, like no heat or anything, and they are really healthy, like really healthy. As you can see, I don't need to really do much about it. I can just, even if I don't do my curls, I can just walk out and walk like that without styling my hair, because my hair is healthy, and this is how I achieved these healthy hair, by doing all of these steps. So you can try them too and see if it works for you. So that is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more such content. Again, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel if you have already, and have a great day ahead.